we didn't have the internet now, so and we didn't have radio as we had it now play some of these songs. So if you heard these songs, you probably had a neighbor who loved music who would play this song back to back, or you got on the bus and the bus drivers for some reason was a Westlife fan. And how many times were you supposed to listen to the song to grasp the lyrics? All thanks to things called songbook that will have some of these songs and the lyrics. So we would buy the songbook, and that was how we got to know it was not an empty street. It was an empty street, an empty house. And then, how was I singing When You're Looking Like That? Looking like that. And then from the songbook, I got to realize, oh, it's actually When You're Looking Like That. And in my head, I thought, how many times do the people that put this together listen to this song to be able to fully grasp the lyrics? And thought of it as a brilliant idea to put it in a songbook and sell to people who love the song. Guess what our break periods were like that time? We will each hold our songbook. The gospel according to Westlife chapter When You Are Looking Like That verses sing. And that's how it was. It just brings back some form of nostalgia or nostalgic feeling as you may have it. How you doing, y'all? Yo, what's up? The holiday's over, yeah. For those of you that kept rubbing it in our faces, we are enjoying the public holiday. What's this? What's going on? Okay, sorry about that. Kept saying you were enjoying the Easter holidays, and we couldn't get any holidays because we were here talking for development. How's your mind? How's your body? And how is your soul? My name is Dennis Wall, one and only of Nigeria Info FM. And as always, I'm excited to share this space with you. Somebody says, oh, Didi, this song takes me back. Then Chai, my brother, Chai. What are we talking about today on the sunny side? First on the list, racketeering in the business place. Do you consider racketeering in the business space to be different from stealing and fraud? And would you allow such practices in your business space? I'll tell you all about it when we come back from the commercial break. The 2 o'clock to 3 o'clock hour, unchecked sibling rivalry. I need you to stay tuned for that particular conversation. After the break, we continue.
You are tuned in to
Nigeria Info.
It's time to talk serious matter. Yes. You see, this thing has been happening for a very long time, and it seems like a norm. You know how you talk about something and say, it's the norm now. Not normal thing. It's as normal as having a conversation with someone about your domestic help and they're like, not the normal thing now. Not be new thing now, beg. The thing done they happen since, So this one I'm talking about is actually seen as the norm. Racketeering in the business place. And it comes in different form and fashion. Now, I came across this post on Facebook today and would like to share as a foundation for this conversation. So listen and be blessed. Oh, sorry. Oops. Listen for in-depth understanding. I thought I was going to give it a special number. Where do I begin? Okay. So my wife and her sales girl have been in partnership for almost 4 years now. I'm copying what I saw from the post, okay? I'm reading word for word. Without any bad news or bad energy. My wife is an Igbo woman from Anambra that she is understood the apprenticeship system so well that you'll barely know that she and her sales girl aren't related by blood. She took her in like family, tips her at intervals, assists her financially when need be, gifts her randomly, buys her food sometimes, and buys her groceries every Christmas season. This girl in turn treats my wife's business like hers. She would fight anyone for the sake of my wife's business. She's too transparent to a fault that she'll sell stuff with extra money and still keep the money for my wife. She's been a very loyal servant to my wife, and over the years, my wife has increased her salary more than 5 times, not exaggerating, according to the high standards of living. They've been a blessing to each other. She's someone my wife would leave her shop for without any doubt or insecurity at all. She's never given my wife any reason to doubt her transparency and loyalty. My wife has always encouraged her to be drop shipping so as to enable her get some extra money outside her monthly salary. Something happened early March this year. A client came to the shop to pick some goods. While in the process, her sales girl sent a picture of the plants the clients picked so as to know the exact price to sell them. And my wife told her. After a few hours, my wife didn't receive any alert as usual. So she relaxed and thought maybe the client didn't buy again. Next day in the morning, the wife of the client that came chatted my wife as someone she knows and told her the husband wanted to make transfer and she noticed the account details wasn't her business name or personal name, that it had another name which is her sales girl's name. My wife screamed and felt disappointed and heartbroken. She felt her girl had wanted to corner her money, 200k plus. So I calmed her down and told her, let's pretend like nothing happened and go to the shop. Then from there she can question the disappearance of some plants and hear what her girl would say. Meanwhile, her girl has been chatting the client to pay up, not knowing my wife is now aware and has sent her details instead. While all this was going on, the client's wife asked my wife to recalculate since it had turned out this way. My wife did and noticed some extra money on top instead of the actual price tag attached. So I told my wife to just remove small amount from the extra so it doesn't look too obvious. She sent to the client's wife and they paid. The husband told my wife's girl he has sent to her madam. She now chatted my wife to confirm if she received a 200k plus alert from someone. My wife confirmed and asked her how the money came about, and then she started explaining that it was the client the other day. My wife asked her why send her own account details instead of her business account details. And she started apologizing and swore it was the first time of doing such, as my wife thought otherwise. She listed how she sold the plants and everything rhymed, so absolute. Then she now told my wife she added the extra money, apricot, because she needed some money at the moment to sort some urgent bills. My wife was angry at her for not carrying her along because she has always encouraged her to make extra cash if she wants. She was mad at her for not letting her know, and her sales girl told her she was afraid to tell her because she thought my wife might be against her. You know that kind of respect and fear you have for your boss in some issues. After everything, she apologized sincerely for doing such without telling my wife, and she forgave her and believed her too, considering so many things she has done that explains her honesty, transparency, and loyalty. When it was time for my wife to pay her March salary, she added the extra cash her girl made from the apricot incident. The girl couldn't contain her joy. She sent her an SMS still apologizing for what she did. And now, I want you to take note of how this story ends. And this part of the story was written in capital letter. Every other thing was written in small letter. Apricot in business is not a crime. Chop your own and allow your apprentices to chop their own. In Nigeria, they call it apricot. It means where a salesperson or an apprentice makes extra cash for his or her master's product before his or her settlement. It even happens in organized businesses that involve supplies. You see, staff members inflate the original prices from the supplier to their oga. The oga pays the supplier and they pocket the excess. Now, this may be something some business owners may want to go and start cross-checking, but I'm going to say it anyway. So maybe people supply your company diesel, for instance, and let's say a liter of diesel is sold at maybe 700 naira. But you see, the person in charge of purchasing diesel sells it at 1,000, says it's 1,000 naira, and drops the invoice. Let's say 100 liters is how much now? And you're supposed to pay. And they sort of arrange with who supplies it, that when they collect the money, they should send you the balance, which is your own choppings. Some people call it gumbies. Or if the money is going to be given to you to pay the supplier directly, you do the plus and minus, send the supplier the original amount and keep yours. And I was having this conversation with a neighbor of mine, and she said, yes, it's not a crime. I mean, if it sold 1,000 naira elsewhere, and I was able to negotiate with the person to sell at 700 naira, 300 naira is my own. And I said, but hey, what's the essence of negotiating to sell at 700? I'm not trying to save money for your company. Say, no. That one are my own choppings. So choppings, apricot, gumbies, whatever name it is called, we can all term them as some level of racketeering, and it is a type of organized crime in which the person set up a sort of cohesive, fraudulent, extortionary, or otherwise illegal coordinated scheme or operation, not like a racket, to repeatedly or consistently collect a profit. Now, I heard someone was fired some time ago. Why? The boss eventually discovered that the prices given by the supplier were far lower than the prices stated in the invoice. So who was eating the extra? So that person who was taking the extra was fired. But this is going from what it actually is to what we have labeled it, to what is now seen as normal. In this particular story, chop your chop, I chop. Give them room to collect. If not, then go thief from you. If the microphone is 10,000 naira, they are free to sell at 13,000 naira and return your 10,000 naira to you. They have made 3,000 naira extra. Right? If the stuff is this. But sometimes it kind of gets dicey. What if this person doesn't even directly work for you? I give an instance. So these people that you usually find at the market, and they will ask you, "Okay, what you want buy?" And you say, "I want buy candle." Say, "Candle, no worry, I get them." This person is only at that market station to connect buyers to sellers, and the person will carry you down to a shop and say, "This is my shop." And you say the owner of the shop will comply and nod head and say, "Hey, Oga, welcome." They will not clean their leg like this. Pam pam. I say, "Hey, how much I done sell today?" Candle. They say, "Oga, may go check for warehouse." And then they put their extra price, and then they come back and settle you who owns the business originally. Shabi, they don't bring customer. You would not see anything. But when that product is faulty, guess where they will return it to? You see that shop that they carried the person to. Now, this other person has left with the extra. The buyer would expect to be refunded the original amount that was paid. So if the product was originally 10 naira, and this other person came and told them 20 naira, and because they saw it was from your shop, they paid the 20 naira, you will do the refund of 20 naira. So if your salesperson sells at XYZ amount, and then it is faulty, what happens? That's why I'm asking these two questions, yeah? Do you consider racketeering in the business place to be different from stealing and fraud? If yes, why? And if no, why not? Would you allow such practices in your business place? For the story I shared, they clearly said it is okay to add something. You see the original amount, just keep my own for me. The extra 1,000, 2,000 on it, you can keep it for yourself. 0817 923 0002 and 0817 923 0003. Again, 0817 923 0002 and 0817 923 0003. Okay, WhatsApp and Telegram number is 0809 0306416 0809 0306416. On X, we're at Nigeria Info PH, and Facebook page is Nigeria Info 92.3 PH. So I have Muriel. Call screeners and standby to take your calls first. Muriel from Okrika. Hi, Muriel. Welcome to the sunny side. Let's talk.
Hi, Denise. Good afternoon.
Good afternoon. How are you doing?
I'm good. Thank you. Look, Denise, this apricot thing, it is not profitable to any businessman or woman at all.